All right. Good morning, everyone. Post conference Monday morning chat, the first Monday morning chat after the amazing Amplify Your Business, Amplify LifeWave, Amplify the Light all over the planet. That's what we're about. And we have Tim and Helen who are doing all the controls here on the call. And I'm your host, Michelle Niels. And Gregory and Robin they told us that they probably wouldn't be on the call today because they are with David and lots of other leaders and corporate for the next couple of days in Orlando. So we are today welcoming all of us, oldies and newbies. We're not oldies, we're actually getting younger, but all of us who are familiar with this call, as well as those who are new. And if there's someone new that has never been on one of these Monday morning chats, we would really like to welcome you. So if you would unmute yourself, because everyone at the moment is muted, and we ask that you do stay muted unless you're speaking, because otherwise it gets very distracting with background noise. So if anyone is new and would like to introduce yourselves and let us give you a warm Live Younger community welcome, we would love to do that. So anyone that's new? Going once, going twice, okay. We'll just open up the call. So on these Monday morning chats, today might be just a little bit different because we're post-conference, but the focus of these Monday morning calls is sharing our love for the patches and our experiences with the patches. So the disclaimer that we always give is when you share your experience, please do not name a disease state because we want to remain compliant. This is FTC rules and such, and we want to have LifeWave for a long time. So hi, Karen and Darlene, yay! So we want to be around for many, many, many years to come. So Karen and Darlene were at the conference. So I'm just opening it up now, you two, and giving the little disclaimer here that LifeWave products do not claim to prevent or treat any disease or disease condition. So with that in mind, we limit our testimonial to speaking about symptoms. So when you share, it's a really good idea to talk about how you felt before you used the patches, then which patches you used. That's really important, which ones you used and where, because sometimes people put them in unusual places. So we'd love to hear where you put the patch and then how you feel now in your new your new younger age reversing self. So I think it might be a good time, Helen, what do you think? You can just give me a thumbs up, to open to people who have had an experience with the newest patch, right? The X49, the newest patch, David's newest wonderful, awesome, genius invention, which I believe, Helen, to help me out here, is it called the daughter of the X39?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. The X39 is the parent and the X49 is the daughter. So if there's anyone on the call, I think I'd like to start with that. Anyone who had maybe got it at the conference, or someone who won the contest this past summer and received a free sleeve of the X49. But let's start with that. Who has something to share about the newest patch? So raise your hand or unmute.
It's me, Helen.
Hey, Helen. Okay.
So I've been wearing it a month. I had the opportunity to get a couple sleeves as a gift for, enrolling and sponsoring and getting points whenever they have those opportunities. I highly recommend engaging and earning some free patches, and that's what I did. So it took me a while to notice, to be honest, because I am not one who goes out and rides a bike 25 miles and now I can do 30. Not yet, but I'm starting to be that person because somehow everything's shifting in my body, and I have noticed that my muscles are definitely stronger, even though I wasn't doing, a ton of workouts. But how I noticed was lifting myself up out of the tub. I like to take a soaky bath and all, and it was easier to get up. I had broken my arm and it hadn't quite healed. Well, I feel like it's healed more even 2 years later, just through the X49. I have more strength, in my arm. And so that's it for me. I just feel the strength of my body and my mind, because Timothy and I have not been consistent in like doing more, hardcore exercises with weights and, cardio, that kind of things, taking walks and hikes. Yes. So, look at Tim. He can lift up Joey now. Timothy can do it. So, yeah, I feel stronger and my mind is more prone toward exercise. I think that's pretty cool. Oh, and my knees. I was having, when I went down steps, my knees were hurting a bit, not a lot, but a bit. Gone, no pain. So there must be strength around that the knees, the joint, the ligaments, the muscles, tendons. So yeah, I love it.
Awesome, Helen. That's a great start. Thank you for kicking it off.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's someone else. There has to be someone else. Karen, do you want to share a little bit? Have you tried the X49 or someone else? I don't want to put you on the spot, my sweetheart, but I figure since you were there, Karen's having trouble unmuting. Is there?
Okay, here's the problem.
Hi.
Darlene's leaving and we're on her laptop, so hopefully I'll get through it. Do we have time? Oh, okay. So I just got it at the conference. I didn't have it before. And this morning I decided to go out and walk on the pier. I don't know if you can see the gorgeous pier out here. My daughter's son-in-law's place. And you can't see. Anyway, so I got up early this morning. I thought, well, I'm just going to test it out. And I have a really hurt knee because I fell on it. So I had to be careful. So I walked down the pier. I didn't know how far it was. And I walked back and I wasn't tired. I just kept going back and forth. I went back and forth 6 times. I started power walking. I couldn't jog because of my knee. I walked as fast as I could without falling on my face. I couldn't get tired. I kept trying to make myself tired. I kept trying to go faster and faster. I couldn't get out of breath. After 5 times round trip, I wasn't out of breath. And then the 6th time I went as fast as I could and I got a tiny bit out of breath. I just felt fabulous. And I mean, I've never had trouble making myself tired on a walk before. And we checked with my son-in-law, Kelly, and sorry, we have a whole bunch of people here. So sorry about the background noise. I walked over a mile doing that power walking. So woohoo, X49, I'm going to build some muscle. I'm going to get this out of me. Woohoo. So that's it.
Karen, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's beautiful.
Isn't it awesome? I was excited.
I am so happy for you. Trying to make yourself tired and you can't get tired. And Karen, would you share with those of us on the call who don't know your age? Would you share your age?
Oh, I have no makeup and I didn't do my hair today, but I will tell you my age. I'm a very young 72.
Yes, you are.
Yay.
Yes, you are. Thank you, dear Karen. And Kira asked a question. Is there a recommended location for placement of the X49? And where did you place it for the knee discomfort, Helen?
The placement is the same as X39, behind the neck and on the belly. So X39 on the neck, X49 on the belly, or vice versa. But again, they work from anywhere in the body. Yeah.
They work from anywhere on the body, but those are the 2 designated spots, just like X39. Hi, Darlene. Bye, Darlene.
No. Robin told me you could stack them on top of each other. So that's what I've been doing. Just take the paper off of one, put it right on top of the other one, then take the paper off and put it wherever you want.
That's what I did too this morning. It's my 3rd day. I don't
Oh
know
my
if I told you
gosh.
that.
Okay, thank you. That's good to know. So there's a couple ways you can do it. Yep. Is there anyone else? We have 33 amazing community members. Is there anyone else who has tried the X49 and would like to share? Linda, you were at the conference. Do you have anything? If you don't have anything to share, it's okay. I don't want to, maybe you haven't noticed yet.
I was at the conference.
Linda?
Yes.
I think Linda was speaking, and then we'll go to Timothy.
I started wearing mine on Sunday and came home. It was a long flight from Florida to Reno. Went to bed at my normal time, but I was up at 4 this morning and I wasn't tired. I had no jet lag from the trip.
Oh my gosh. No jet lag and being up at 4 a.m. Where do you live, Linda? How long was your flight?
I flew from Orlando to Denver, had a short layover, and then from Denver to Reno. So it was
Wow.
all day.
Yeah.
But there were some that had a much longer flights because their layovers were longer.
Wow, that says something. It's
Yes, it does.
stressful to travel, even if it's an exciting trip and you're having a wonderful time. Travel is a stress. So that's a wonderful testimonial. Timothy, what did you want to share?
Yes, I wanted to share. I was just using like we suggest with our pets. You use it and then you put the leftover onto the pet. I was the pet in this case, and I was just stacking Helen's leftover on top of my new X39. And I had been having for years trouble with my feet, pain, discomfort with my feet. And I could notice it when I was walking the dogs. But for the last 4 days now, I haven't had any of that. And I'm not sure what else that could be other than using that X49 leftover.
Using the leftovers, right?
Right.
What is this, Helen? Is he your chia pet?
Well, I had to have my testimonial and use it every day, so I couldn't share the whole bit, but I took it off a little bit early and we popped it on as X39. And he got results.
That's a wonderful story. Oh my gosh, thank you, Helen and Timothy. And we have Janet, who is one of our new directors. Karen. Oh, Jaren.
Can you hear me?
Hi, Jaren.
Can you hear
Jaren,
me?
you know what? Yes,
I'm
yes,
fine.
honey. You know what, I'm sorry, Jaren.
That's fine. I finally got unmuted at least.
Okay, so Janet, can you hold and let's let Jaren speak because she's been waiting. I know. Okay, Jaren, please. Jaren was at the conference, so
Yes,
go
I
ahead
was
and
there,
share.
and it was pretty amazing. On the first day that we got them in the morning session, the X49s, and so that afternoon I stuck it on right away, and so I had it all that afternoon. And Onyx Cole had a presentation, and she likes the energy going, so she had stuff going, and I'm sure if you watched it, people had to be standing up, sitting down, standing up, sitting down, standing up, sitting down, and she kept asking questions. It probably had to have been 10, 15 times. We were all standing up and down, and I was thinking, oh, I am going to be dying tomorrow. I was not dying the next day. I didn't feel a thing, no soreness in my thighs, standing up, sitting down. And so, yeah, just instantly, that is the very first day ever wearing that thing. It was very noticeable that it protected me from pain.
Aw, Jaren, thank you. Is that, and that's something that normally would have been uncomfortable for you, like up and down, up and down. That's something that your body doesn't like to do. Is that right?
Oh yeah, I'm kind of a little bit more like Helen. It's like I work by sitting down. I'm not up and around and doing a whole lot and stuff, a little bit here and there, but when I do, I usually know it and feel it the next day. And I've got a knee that's a little bit of a bum knee that, it'll start even in the midst of doing all of that. I did not feel anything. My knee wasn't giving me any trouble. So yeah, that whole experience there was just like, hey, this sucker works instantly. This is great.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get it. And we're going to be speaking more about it tonight on our community call, and the promotion that's going on. We'll talk about that a little later. Janet, you have your hand up. Please unmute, and we'd love to hear from you.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Janet Kiefer from the greater Austin, Texas area, and I'm just starting to come on board these calls now that I hit distributor. But I was not at the convention in person, but virtually, and all of my team, we've all ordered the X49. So hopefully in a month I can come on and give results. But I'd like to share a customer testimonial from X39. without saying any disease names. So I'll see how I do. So I have a woman that's about mid-50s in Buffalo, New York. She's had 13 years struggling with 5 major illnesses, the big boys. She would, from the side effects of the drugs, have to stay near the bathroom all the time. You know what that's about. She was on pain meds every 4 hours. Her day would start with setting her alarm to take a pain medication before she could get up and walk an hour later. She had weeping and stuff on her feet so bad. The next appointment, they were going to scrape them to think she had cancer. Immense pain, horrible quality of life, 13 years. Her sister sends her X39. Day 1, she gets the patches, 11 in the morning. She's laughing, thinking this thing, how could this even do anything with all the pain meds I'm on? Like, this is too simple. That day, she never took a pain pill again. She's never taken a pain pill again after 13 years. She's had tremendous breakouts on her arms. She was always itching, never again. Within a week, she was at the podiatrist. She walked in. He was ready to do this scraping on her feet. She has infusions. He went, "What happened? Your feet are healed." She can walk. She just walked the other day 2.5 miles. She hasn't walked in 3 years. So these are miracles. I mean, I just love this company. Everywhere we turn around, there's miracles. So I just want to share that one. I'm working with Robin to do some videos on some of the miracles that are happening in my team. We have one about 2 twin girls, 4-year-olds that are on the A spectrum. So hopefully we'll get some great videos to share.
Oh my goodness, Janet. You know, every now and then we hear a story like that just like is a heart stopper, you know, it's just like, wow. And we have to just say, you know, thank God, thank David Schmidt, thank LifeWave, this amazing, you know, product that we are so privileged.
Yeah.
It's a privilege. It's a sacred honor and a sacred duty to share these amazing technology with the world. And, you know, just to say, in case there's someone new, it's like, oh my gosh, you know, that sounds like that could never happen or whatever. Or my thing was so small. And I just want to say, even small wins, like Helen saying, I didn't have pain in my knee, or I'm, you know, or Karen saying, I walked and walked and walked and I couldn't get out of breath. It's the spectrum. It's the whole, you know, we have 180 degrees of from very small things that make a huge difference in our lives. Like we sleep better. My sleep has been an issue for 20 years. Here's a little testimonial, 20 years. And I've been using the X39 for over 2 years, probably close to 2.5, 2 years, 3 months or something. And it's taken a while. That's something that it's gradual. I mean, I noticed the change in the quality of my sleep within about 3 months. It was deeper, but I still was having trouble sleeping a long time. And now that's shifted. And on the nights when I don't sleep a lot, I still have this amazing energy and clarity. And I don't need like an afternoon, I don't take naps, but like I don't slow down. You know, it's like the energy is sustained throughout the day. So small wins, big wins, medium-sized wins, the pets, everything is awesome. Everything is part of our LifeWave journey. Yes, Helen, did you want to say?
Yes. Speaking of sleep, I don't know why, but our 17-year-old, almost 18-year-old dog, sometimes will fuss it when it goes from light day to dark. And he'll pace back and forth across the room, up and down, off the couch, all over the place. And yesterday I said to Tim, let's get an Eon out. We put the Eon on him. Within 2 minutes, he settled down and slept all night. He was very agitated and it was such a relief. Yay, Eon.
Yay, Eon. And I'm going to piggyback on that and just say, when you have these animal stories, remember them, you guys, file them away, because every now and then you're going to run across someone like I did when I first joined LifeWave. It was a doctor, a medical doctor, who used the patches, had amazing results. And he just came back to me and he said, it's a placebo. And I said, doctor, is it a placebo if an animal has a benefit? And he said, Well, no, actually it's not. So you guys file that away. If anyone says oh, it's a placebo, remember the animals. And I think Helen on Nitty Gritty, didn't Judy put an entire section on animal testimonials?
There are some there, and there are some in our Live Younger Facebook page. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So yay. Okay, who is next? Shannon, did you?
I would like to be next, if I could be.
Yes, Miriam.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Good morning. I'm Miriam, aka Maria. I haven't changed my name, but you can call me Maria or you can call me Miriam. I'm in Santa Fe, and I'm pretty new on the scene here. But speaking of animals and speaking of amazing stories, this is not an animal story per se, but one of my downlines had a horse riding accident 10 years ago, and she has been in chronic pain for 10 years. And she would take 800 milligrams of ibuprofen every morning. Well, we put an ice wave on her back the first day, and then the pain came back 12 hours later. But then the next day she put ice waves on her feet, and then a couple of other patches. I think it was the carnosine or the glutathione. I'll have to double check. But anyway, so she had this double patching technique, and she has not taken a single ibuprofen, and her pain is gone after 10 years. So we were pretty excited, and she has horses too. So I'm sure they'll be using them on the horses one day. So thanks.
Awesome, Miriam. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Beautiful. We love your stories, everybody. And there was someone, Victoria Reed said, remember to post your stories in Vibrant Living, our Vibrant Living Facebook page. And don't mention the patch name or the LifeWave. Just say that you're using light therapy patches, but don't name LifeWave. That's just how that.
And Michelle,
Yes.
however, please patch them also in our Live Younger group where you can put the patches that you use.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, good point. Yes.
And no
Absolutely.
disease names, of course.
No disease names. Okay, Michelle,
Well-
Garrett, and then Kay.
One of my brand new distributors patched one of her customers who is mid-30s, and she had had some very serious surgeries, and it left her body pretty devastated. And this has been going on for quite some time. So she patched her with an X39. She couldn't stand to be touched. Her body, if anybody touched her, if anything touched her, it would send electrical like signals or shock through her system. She put the X39 on just for 4 hours the first day because she was, afraid of any kind of a reaction or anything. And her dog brushed up against her. Normally that would have sent her flying. And the dog just rubbed up against her and was so happy to be near her. And she didn't hurt. And she slept that night really well for the first time in many, many months. And that's just for 4 hours on the first X39. So that's pretty cool.
That's a beautiful story, Michelle. Wow. That's interesting. I know. Just try it. Like, as you know, we hear stories about, well, I don't know if this is going to work, but just try it. And if one patch doesn't work, try another one. Kay, you're next. Just need to unmute.
Good morning, everyone. I
Good-
just wanted
good
to
morning.
thank Helen for sharing the dog story and point out to all our listeners that the dog probably is experiencing something called sundowners, which humans get. It's related to mental decline as you age. And I think this is a wonderful story to remember that perhaps Eon would help those people as well, not just animals, because we know that they work on people too, but wanted to be sure people related that to the sundowners syndrome that elderly people can get, where they get really agitated as the sun starts to go down, and that Eon might be really helpful for that.
Beautiful. Yes. Thank you, Kay. Helen and Tim, did you put the patch on? I saw Riley when I was at your house on his bandana. Did you guys put a bandana? Okay. Just so people know, because if you're new, you might be wondering, how does the patch stick to fur? Well, usually it doesn't. So you can put it on a bandana or on their collar. You can even put it on their tag, the tag that hangs down, because as long as the patch is 3 to 6 inches from the body, it works. So we have Oh, we're really coming close to the end. Maybe one or maybe possibly two short ones. If anyone else would like to share before we close out our call.
I have a question. This is Mike.
Sure. Hi, Mike.
I've hesitated to give this to this person yet because she's 21. But the X39, because it's mostly for us seasoned citizen type of people, right? But with the X49, I'm wondering, she was in an automobile accident last year and she broke her back in 2 places. Now the doctor seems to give her a full bill of health, a clean bill of health, but of course we all kind of know when you injured like that, it may take quite a bit longer to actually really heal. And I would think that X39 and X49 together might make a difference in her life at that young age.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And Helen, I would love to hear your thoughts too. But to answer about, us, what do we call ourselves? The baby boomers. And maybe there's a few on this call that are a little younger, but a lot of us are baby boomers. The answer is the X39 is good for everyone. I mean, people are using them on their children. And obviously those of us who have fewer stem cells, are maybe more in need, but there are plenty of young people who are athletic. I mean, I heard before we had the X49, I was hearing stories about young athletes in their 20s who were experiencing their personal best in their sport using the X39. So this young woman, I would think so, Mike. I would think both X39 and X49 would be great for her. So
Okay,
Helen, do you have anything to say?
Thank
else?
Yeah, I would like to say that David, we could never say that it's for, children or, because has been, no testing on them. And so if you're going to place it on a child, be sure that the child can interact and say, take it off if it's uncomfortable. So you want to do that. But, there are children who are born and have diseases at a very early age. There's a lot of lack of nutrition out in our soils and, pollutions in our air. So we're all affected and have the need, to bring our body into homeostasis. And so yeah, it's good for all ages. Just be aware that the child can give feedback. And with your pets that say, couldn't give feedback like that, just be aware if they seem agitated, then take the patch off. Yeah, just awareness.
Yes. Very good, Helen. So we're getting to the bottom of the hour. So if Bill and whoever's on the iPhone, a woman, if we can be brief, and then we'll draw this call to a close. Okay, so Bill and then iPhone.
I turned 78 on Pearl Harbor Day. Can I take the 49?
First of all, this is something that Dr. Shauna Young was very, very emphatic about when she used to do our doctor calls. We don't take the patches because that implies.
That's right. Oh.
It's okay, Bill. It's okay. Little reminder. So we apply or we use the patches. So we don't take them. And then. So can you use the X49? Is that what you said? The new patch?
The new one. I want my age to go back from 78 to 75 to 70.
Well, that's been happening, Bill, with the X39, but the X49, you're going to hear more about on the call tonight because we have several people, including hopefully a doctor or two, speaking about it. But yes, from what I understand, and Helen, you can chime in, but the X49 is similar to the X39 in that it's good for all ages. Mm-hmm.
And where's the call tonight? I'm new.
The call is on Live Younger Zoom. Right, Helen? LiveYoungerZoom.com. Live Younger Zoom. And that's at 7 p.m. Mountain. Yes, you're welcome. Okay, one last question or share from the iPhone. Do you want to unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. What's your name first?
But I'm not. So anyway, my name is Gail, and I just want to give my personal feedback to Mike, the gentleman who talked about the woman who broke her back. and she's in her 20s. So I've had
Yes.
back challenges since I've been 20. I'm now 70, and like huge amount of challenges with my lower back. But I was a professional dancer until I was 61. So I wouldn't hesitate, Mike, to put the X39 on whatsoever. Just because of her age doesn't mean that her body won't use it effectively. I don't know that much about the X49, so I'm not going to speak of it, but from what I can see, since it works with muscles, I would suggest that. The other patch that I find highly beneficial is the carnosine, because, you know, your spine is interweaved not only with bone, but with muscle, ligaments, tendons. So muscles play a huge role in spine health. So I wouldn't hesitate for the carnosine. And then also I wouldn't hesitate to share with her, not to overload her, but if she's open, I wouldn't hesitate to share with her if she has days where her discomfort is a little bit greater, to use the ice wave. So that's all I want to say.
Thank you, Gail. Thank you, Gail. That's why we're a community.
you.
We all have gifts. All right. Thank you, Gail. I'm gonna respond to something in the chat and then close the call. But Ron is asking about a baby who's born to basically an alcoholic mother. And what do you do for a baby that has problems, an infant? You know, going back to what Helen said, you know, getting feedback from a child, you know, it's verbal and saying, mommy, this is too much, or owie, or mommy, where's my patch? You know, a lot of kids will say that. With an infant, obviously they're not verbal. I have heard, I don't think we have a doctor on the call, but I have heard Dr. Barbara say that she would use patches on an infant for a very short time. Just a very short time, because they can't give feedback. And obviously watching the baby for signs of discomfort or whatever. But the patches are safe. And I think it's just a matter of having a parent that's really in tune to their child, which, you know, hopefully, I don't know, with an alcoholic mother, it might be hard. But, oh, you say not an infant, but an older child born with that challenge. Okay, well, if it's an older child, then they can give feedback, right? And so the X39, because the child was born kind of, you know, in the negative when that child was born, they already had issues. So I would say X39, because it does so much, and that child could probably benefit from healthy stem cells. So that's a kind of a deep question, and we may have to put that off to another time in terms of more details. But again, if it's an older child and can give feedback, then it would be just fine to put it on for a short time. So Helen and Tim, if you want to unmute, and we'll just share briefly about tonight's call. Tonight we have a really special call, everybody, and hope you all can join us at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, for a recap of the Amplify conference. And Helen and Timothy and I and Judy Daniel will be sort of co-hosting, but we're going to have lots and lots of shares from leaders and people who are at the conference. And for those of us who weren't able to be there, it'll be a really good synopsis, and it'll get our juices flowing and get our excitement going to definitely watch the replay, which we will have access to for 2 weeks, Helen? Is that right?
Yes.
2 weeks. So,
and we have
is there
Connie Lucas, who, was there and was a presenter. So she'll be sharing as well. So yeah, I highly recommend you come on tonight, and, get all your people on your team on tonight to, hear about, the wonderful convention. So
yes.
Thank you, everybody, for showing up. You rock.
Thank you, everyone. Keep on.
Gregory and Robin are very busy all day, and they're not even coming home till Wednesday. Corporate's been amazing. They've learned so much. So our team is going to skyrocket after they get back and we get all the new tools and everything. So yeah, thanks for being you. Showing up.
Thanks, everybody. We love you all. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, thank you for the advice.
Bye, thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank
See you
you.
later.